Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. And it's just Marco here to talk about Robert Pattinson's Batsuit. Uh, there were some pictures, they were leaked, and that's just how things are. Things leak. Uh, People look at them. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's just I'm looking at this suit, and I did make a video. I shot like a 4 minute video, on the bat suit and wait, no, not the bat suit. The fact that he was cast, and I said I'd give him a chance because everyone deserves a chance, except for if they don't look like the character. But I just didn't upload it for some reason. Oh yeah, a cat was in the background. I have a cat and he was in the background meowing. But I definitely had to make a video for this one because I'm looking at it right now and I don't know what I'm looking at exactly. It's not Batman, that's for sure. It looks like a biker, one of those bikers that you see on the road, and he has the stupid Batman apparel, and he's like, "Oh, look at me, I'm cool. I dress like Batman." He does not look like Batman, though. That's for sure. It does not look like Robert Pattinson. That's one thing. It does not look like him. It looks like someone else. I can tell for sure because with Robert, his chin, his jaw was sticking out of that cowl in that test footage. And so I really don't think that that's him in the new Batsuit, but if this is the Batsuit, I'm embarrassed. I'm truly embarrassed. It's it's so weird. It is so weird. Like I'm not even upset. I'm just weirded out. I'm bewildered. I'm 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 taken back. And he's on this motorcycle that looks like his father made the top of it. It's got these ears kind of on it. It looks like his dad made it with scrap metal, and everything looks bad, and that's just the truth. I mean, here's the thing. He doesn't even look like Batman. He looks like a guy who dressed up like Batman. He looks like one of those weirdos that you see on the street who's like, "Oh, I'm the real life Batman." Wink, wink. The ones who walk around and you can take selfies with them. And that's what this guy looks like. That's what the suit looks like. He's got a utility belt, and the utility belt looks like a police officer's utility belt. It does not even look like a cool, functional utility belt. And another thing is the bat symbol itself. This is and I've got to say, this is the worst Batsuit I've ever seen in my entire life. It's worse than Bat Nipples. It's worse than it's worse than Adam West. Adam West's suit was actually okay. It's worse than some of the Arkham Knight suit. That I don't like that suit. I prefer the Arkham Asylum and Arkham City suits. But just, God, this is terrible. This is really bad. And then you got the arms, and he's got he's got these shoulder plates, and they're these shoulder plates. I wish you could see this because it's so embarrassing. It looks like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction. He looks like Big Daddy from Kick-Ass 2. If you remember Kick-Ass 2, when Kick-Ass actually dresses up with Big Daddy's armor. I mean, that's what this looks like. And the worst part about it, I wanted to be kind of funny, but I'll get serious now. The worst part about it is that this movie sets a precedent. And what that means is people are going to say, this movie happened, this suit happened, this terrible, terrible movie happened. And I'm not saying it's terrible. I mean this terrible in terms of what the character should be, what everything should look like, what the story should be. This is different. This is something that we haven't seen before. It's something that we never would have wanted to see before. It's something that was created by someone who's obviously not a fan of the character. And I think that that's the most insulting thing about this, is the fact that the character doesn't look like the character. We have, and it creates a precedent that you can do this. You can make a movie that's different, so different from what the actual thing is, and for every one of those, there's going to be five others. This isn't new, too. Like, people act like this is something new where people complain about, oh, this doesn't look like Batman, this isn't Batman, the story isn't Batman, this is BS. But people used to complain about this all the time. If there's actually a famous guy who played a character, Christopher Lee, in Dracula. He complained constantly the fact what they're doing with Dracula, the fact that they made Dracula into a James Bond villain, the fact that they had Dracula do this and that, the fact that Dracula doesn't even look like Dracula. He would roast them all the time. I just watched a commentary for Dracula Prince of Darkness where Christopher Lee goes on a rant for 30 minutes about how they did not adapt the character because it was clear that Christopher Lee was a true fan of the character and really cared about the character, unlike what we have with this. And see, what the problem is that when you have one of these Batman movies, there is going to be five more bad movies that it's okay to F with the characters, it's okay to change things, to bend things to our will, to bend things to the story that we want, even though it has nothing to do with the character. This doesn't look like Batman. This looks like someone in laser tag armor. It looks terrible. It's the worst. And just I'm not gonna say that the movie's gonna be bad, but the movie's gonna be bad. And I wish I could show this picture. The ears too. The ears look terrible. They look like he could cut them off and use them as knives. They look terrible, and I'm just. But here's the thing: Robert Pattinson could still be a good Batman. That doesn't have, of course, with this. I don't want to judge him because I don't think it's him in this costume. If he doesn't, he might not have any muscle whatsoever, and this suit looks like it's overcompensating for someone who does not have muscle. The pants are actually weird because they look leathery. They look like they're not going to hide anything. Like if he has little wimpy chicken bitch legs that a lot of bodybuilders have, a lot of ones who don't train their legs, if he has little bitch legs like those, then they're going to be shown in this costume. But if he has big legs, then they're going to be shown as well. But then you look at the rest of the costume. His armor, his chest armor, it's clear that it's trying to make it look like he has a big chest, like he has abs even. They have this abdominal bull crap, this terrible look. They have the forearms. It looks like the forearms are kind of bigger than they actually are. You got the shoulders that are popping out. You got the cowl, the collar. Yeah, this big collar that poofs up. That kind of looks like they're trying to make it look like he has big traps, and just terrible. It looks as bad as Zachary Levi's Shazam suit, and it gets even worse the more pictures you see. It gets even worse. So yeah, those are my thoughts on not the Batman, his suit, his gimp suit. That's what I have to say. Goodbye, everybody.